All right, so just got to the bus, and I was actually on the phone. I had to get off the phone. The guy walking across the street, homeless guy. Again, them using the homeless theme. So you see, look at him across the street here. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in. You guys can see him. There we go. That's him walking across the street here. So he literally walked from where, he could have. So he went into the store, right? So let me show you guys this. So he came from across the street. He could have crossed the crosswalk because, the light was his light. But he came and he walked over towards me, right? Just so that I can see him. Then he walks across the street and goes into the store. Again, you see, this is the homeless theme that they try to insinuate. And this is something that they do. Again, I talked about this using the theme of homelessness to target you as a TI. Okay. And again, this is one of their objective, right? This is one of the objective. And so, again, this is all orchestrated. It's all planned. Okay, nothing is coincidence when it comes to you being a TI. Particularly when you start to see a whole bunch of homeless people, and particularly in a manner in which they will approach you or walk by you, which makes no sense, right? But it's because they want you to recognize and notice that it is a theme. It is the homeless theme that they run from time to time if certain things don't, work out on their part in terms of their targeting of you. Okay, so again, they'll use theme of loneliness, financial destitute. So, they'll constantly run these theme on you, okay, and try to, if not let all these things happen, we'll try to let one or two or a few happen to you, the TI, right? This is not about, again, helping you. This is about them experimenting on you and wanting you to be silent. And then when you're not, try to make it seem that this is a program that they created in order to help you. Again, that is the deception. Okay? So here he is again walking back across the street. And of course, they want me to see and recognize. So, hey, that's fine. And it is a theme that they use. It's definitely a theme. Bus is coming. So, like I said, it's definitely a theme. And I will record them and expose what it is that they're doing, because that's how you have to do in order to make people become truly aware of these programs and truly aware of the things that they're trying to do, and in order to get it to stop, and so that others won't have to go through these sort of things, because it's all based on lie and deception. Okay, what it is about, it's about experimentation and money and control. That's basically it. And when any therapist will tell you a coercive persuasion is only based on those things, to destroy the individual's sense of self, to take away their humanity, to treat them subhuman, to confuse them, to psychologically manipulate and harm them, not just psychologically, but physically, biologically, particularly if it's the government that's doing this, because they have the technology, the weapons, and they have the ability to recruit people and pay them to engage in these sort of behaviors. Right? So we must understand this. So again, this is a homeless theme that they're using, so I just got to show it, to let people understand and know, the truth about what's going on. And you'll see a bus is coming, but again, it's not in service. There are times when I'm being heavily targeted, and I'm waiting for the second bus. I usually get the B-17, and then there's another bus here now that's coming. That's not in service. Again, this is retaliation. Okay, because earlier on today I was being heavily targeted, and I guess things didn't pan out because all of a sudden their emotion changed. They went from one of being happy in terms of targeting me to being looking all sad. And then of course you'll see here, follow that up by police vehicles. Okay, so again, I am so happy that I started recording. I didn't stop. I was about to stop, but I didn't. I said, let me keep continuing to record, and so you guys see exactly this. This is the end of the night. I'm going home, and after a heavy day of targeting, and this is one of the things that they will use. Okay, this is the thing that they will do. So now he comes off the seat, and you'll see. He starts looking at this, what is this, piece of foil on the ground. Okay. So you see, as soon as the cops came, drove by, he gets up. There's a piece of foil on the ground. He's looking at it, and he looks down at his shoes. Okay, then he sits back and walks back. So you guys get to see all these things, right? Like I said, sometimes I feel very lucky to even get these sort of footage so you guys can see and me explaining it, because this is something that they do, and this is something that needs to be exposed, and we need to, as TIs, expose this so that no one else will ever have to go through this again. Okay? Not just us as TIs, but anybody that they may even think about doing this to. They will think twice, because hopefully people are looking at what it is that they're doing, and hopefully they'll be held accountable, because the one thing that we know that these people don't want to do is to be held accountable. Okay, and so we have to hold them accountable, not just us as TIs, but other people. And I talked about this in my previous video. I talk about how in Germany, how the SS organization created within the minds of the German people the deception of self, in order so that they can feel, so they can feel like their conscience is clear by not finding out the truth about what was happening to the Jews, right? And so that's what he created. Okay, that's what the SS created. Hitler and the SS and his psychologists and psychiatrists created within the minds of the German people, right? It's called the deception of self, and there's an article on that, so you guys can Google that, right? The deception of self, I think it's called The Deception of Self by Peck, if my memory is correct, right? It is an article, I think it's like a 10-page article, but there's also a book called The Deception of Self. I haven't read the book yet, but I'm going to end up buying the book to get a further understanding. And so what we have to understand is the mentality that is created within society, within groups within society, whether you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, we're all conditioned. A lot of our conditioning is the same, and some are different. Okay, because everything can't be the same, because we all are different groups of people. So some things will be geared towards a particular group, and some things won't. Okay, so there's another purple over here. She comes standing up. I'm sure she's standing up because she knows I'm recording, so she don't want to be recorded. But she's over here doing these hand signals. All right. So another bus is coming, not in service, and there's actually this one behind it that looks like it's in service. So, yeah, you can keep doing your hand signals, lady. I see you. That's okay. We're gonna go on YouTube any damn way. So, hey. Like I said, it's the same thing rehashed over and over again. Okay, and so that's why we got to put it on video and expose it. The only how that these people are going to be held accountable. Yeah, she turned to look at me, and I turned to